Plaintiff Tiante Doc and his girlfriend Jessica Henderson say Tiante dated the defendant, and when she got pregnant, he thought he was the father until the defendant's estranged husband called and said he was the father. He's suing for a stolen car and harassment, and he petitioned the court for a paternity test. Defendant Latasha Peters insists she has not been intimate with her husband since 2016, so there's no way he could be her child's father. Latasha's countersuing Tiante for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Yeah, I started dating Tasha around April of 2017. She moved in. We moved in together. She was
When?
It was
How long
April.
after meeting her?
Probably a month.
That's not true.
How long was it?
It was August. We met in April and we moved in together in August.
Okay. Go ahead.
She would watch my kids while I was working, and it was back and forth, mutual. She started. She's married. I was still married too. She said she had got a divorce. Didn't get a divorce.
That's not true either.
Her husband called me at my job and told me that that he has a baby with her. Well, this whole time in the relationship, she's saying this baby belongs to me.
You went from we started dating, we moved in, to her husband started calling you, and to the baby isn't mine, and missed a lot there.
Well, we were dating, and I found out she was pregnant.
After she moved in, right?
After she moved in.
After she moves in, how long after do you find out she's pregnant?
2 months.
All right, and you had been dating her for 6 months at that time, or less, or
Yes,
approximately?
yeah, about that.
That's not true either.
All right, what was it?
We got together in April and I got pregnant in August,
Okay,
right when we moved into the house together. We had been together 4
let's
months.
count those months. April to August.
That's
is
4
what?
months.
4 months?
4 or 5, yes.
Okay. So, last I heard, you all been together, I'm going to say about 90 days, even though she says it's 100 days or 120 days. So, 90 days you all were together. You find out she's pregnant. Do you all discuss who the child's father is?
She told me it was mine because we had been messing around. She said it was mine.
And she was still married.
She was still married, and so
were
was
you.
I.
And you all were living together.
We were living together. So I was at work, and her husband called me and told me that that baby was his. I come home, and
How did he even know about the baby?
Tasha had been going to his house, visiting. They have a kid together, so, I mean,
She told him?
I don't know. But she told me that the kid was mine.
The man didn't tell you? He didn't say, I heard in the street, or my wife told me, or looks like she's pregnant?
No, he called me and said, this baby's mine.
I know, he had to get the information from somewhere, but nonetheless, you say you don't know. All right. So you don't know where he found out, and you didn't ask him. Who told you that? You didn't say that. You said, oh, you must have known already it was yours.
Well, I figured it was.
Okay. All right. So what did you tell him when he said that?
I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll talk to her about the situation.
Okay.
I talked to her about the situation. She said, no, it's yours, it's yours, it's yours. And she kept saying, you're the father, you're the father, you're the father. We got into it. We got into an argument.
When? What month and year, or approximately?
2018, I think it was April.
April? About
April.
About April? Go ahead. You get into an argument, and then what?
She's saying that the baby's not mine. It's not your baby.
Had been saying all along that it was.
Right, had been saying as long as mine.
So that's what brought this into question. All right, let me hear from you, ma'am.
I met Tiante in April of 2017. At first, he seemed like everything you could ever want in a man. He came off very perfect. He told me that he was a college graduate. I found out he'd never even graduated high school.
Is that before or after you moved in with him 30 days later?
I didn't.
90.
It doesn't matter.
However long, ma'am.
Within a couple of months.
Within a couple of months.
Yes.
You found out that he was defrauding you.
Yes.
Or lying to you and deceiving you.
We lived together. We moved into a house together in August of 2017. At that time, I was already pregnant. I had just found out that I was pregnant. I left my husband in February of 2017. So and I have not had any sexual relations with my husband since 2016. So definitely not even a possibility. I never told Tiante that he was not the father of my son. My husband never called him and said that he was the father of my son. The only contact I had with my husband was we have a child together, another child.
You asked your husband whether he called him?
I did.
And he said no?
He said no.
She's a habitual liar.
Okay.
You're the liar, Jessica.
Okay. Sir?
I have text messages, Facebook, stating that she said I'm not the father.
Saying that he has paternity tested the baby.
Look at my husband, AKA best friend with me and our kids. My son has a dad. Tiante ain't it, baby.
Next page. There's more. It's juicy.
My daughter had 2 coats I bought. It ain't Tiante's baby, point blank, period. I did ask about you taking Royal when I got out of jail. Who got out of jail?
She went to jail because she was harassing us and had our house shut up.
Wow.
Yes, thank you.
But was before DNA just proved my husband as his daddy. She says DNA even proved it.
Yeah, that was after
habitual liar.
Long
Ma'am,
argument
you
on
said
Facebook.
you never said it. Tell me about the stolen car and the harassment.
There's the report.
I left the property. The office. It was a joined house. Both our names was on the lease. I called the police and told them that she had broken into the house, and they said, you can stay here. It's fine. You're resident here too. And I just I don't want to be involved with her coming in doing things. So I left. I came back home and my screens were pried off my windows, and my El Camino was missing. I called the police and made a report about the burglary. Made a police report about my car that's missing, and they just said they'll file it and have it on their hot sheet or whatever they were going to do. In the meantime, Tasha's sending me messages saying I got your car, I got your stuff, I got everything.
Is that true? You took his car?
I did not take his car, no.
Did you have someone take it?
No,
Here,
but I did
there's
say
more.
that I did.
You said that you did, but you didn't.
Yeah.
There's more. There's more. Sold it for parts.
Now, and you're playing
Yes.
games with your child's life. He's not your daddy. He is your daddy. You telling the baby that too, essentially.
No, I said that because my husband does
I don't
take
care.
care
Don't
of him.
explain to me. Explain it to the baby
Well,
when they find out.
I will.
When the baby, yeah, that's what you do. Say, I lied about who your daddy was. That's the type of mama I am. See how that work out for you. Sir, do you think she's saying this out of anger, or do you doubt that you're the real father?
I don't know.
Yeah, somebody put it on there. They ridicule you about not being the father. You're right. The harassment. How else? I know about the stolen car so far. Go ahead.
She came to my home. They chased us up my driveway with guns and let shots fired
Tell
in my
me
backyard.
what was the background on that. Give me
This
some
young
background.
woman put my address on Facebook. And
Why? Because of
That's
some
not
type
Because
of
she's
jealousy
just evil.
or
I
something?
have the pictures right here that she put it on her Facebook.
Saying what?
It says 23rd Street and then my apartment number, location, pop out. So,
That is not true.
it's her Facebook, and then she was grateful for shooting my house up. She pled guilty to this in court, so keep lying.
She was picked up for it.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what do you have to say about
Well, we had kids in the house.
Not true.
What do you have to say about that?
Okay, the only thing that I have to say about that is I never.
Were you arrested and convicted? That's the only thing you
I
can
pled
say
guilty,
about
yes.
that. All right, good
Yep.
enough. You were convicted. All right, and
We don't even need
what else you have for me? She's admitted to being convicted.
Okay.
And she's admitted to not really knowing who the father is.
Okay.
But
We have
you
a
think it's
protective
yours,
order.
perhaps. All right, and I hope it's yours and you're able to get that child under your supervision or at least have a significant input on her life, because I think the child is at jeopardy if he's only with her. So I pray that it is your child, son. Now, what is it you want me to?
We have a protective order on her. She came to where we are
You've
at.
proven enough. She's been
harassing
convicted
us.
of shooting you up. You've said enough. Counterclaim. How do they owe you $4,500, ma'am?
Okay, throughout the entire relationship, Tiante cheated on me, which I have tons
All right, that's
of
not
evidence.
enough for emotional
He has
distress. I probably wouldn't
physically-
believe anything else you said. You've lied repeatedly in here.
I
You've
have
been convicted
pictures.
and you lied and lied and lied. I don't care what you got. Your lies, your perjury would alone cause you to lose the case.
I'd never told
Let's
him
go
to
get the. I want to hear another word from you. You
Okay.
came across as a liar from the beginning. What else you want to show me?
We found out later that
I
this woman
feel
is a
sorry for
prostitute.
the child. You all haven't called Child Protective Services on
My
her?
sister did.
He's
Oh,
called,
good.
they've called
No,
child
we didn't.
quiet.
She's a habitual
What?
liar.
I know she's a habitual
is.
liar. Everything she said
She
is a lie.
Later,
She went back on herself twice. Judgment for the plaintiff based on all the evidence, her admissions, and everything else I've seen. Your claim is dismissed, and he's the father, and please do all you can to get your baby, all right, out of her hands. Good luck.
she's not a good mother. Not at all. She shouldn't have any of her kids. You don't have the rest of your kids. That's why you don't have the rest of your kids, because you're a
You're a
mom.
cokehead.
I think the judge handled the case well. You know, I've been fighting this for almost a year. And like I said, I lost everything. And I'm starting to get built back up, you know. But I gotta go get my kids. They're out of state behind what happened, but, you know, it worked for the best.